Hari Om. Welcome all dear friends. Very good hearts, all of yours, early morning, ready to listen to the Upanishad Vedanta. May seeing our these efforts, our Guru's Lord bless us with the perfect Antakarana so that we catch the essence of the Upanishads, Shastras, and then walk in that path without any inner or outer obstructions so that we reach the goal very soon. While doing our own efforts, as much prayers we can extend to the Lord, the Guru Parampara, so much it is good and it is essential also. While doing all that, we have to have infinite patience also because knowingly or unknowingly, the load which we brought from the past, it keeps on influencing us when we are trying to be on the path. That is why time and again we discuss one point that we can't avoid easily the past load, but for the future, the new load we can avoid by strictly disciplining ourselves only to be spiritual sadhaka, not directing or diverting our mind towards anything, how much ever it appears to be important, necessary, etc. So may we have this discretion, alertness always with us, and with that, with full confidence, with full faith in the goal chosen. Every moment may we succeed in doing what at that moment we are supposed to do. So may the Upanishad Jnanam become more deeper and stronger in us. May we throughout the day contemplate on this knowledge only, and without much delay may we all reach the goal. So let us do our today's classes of Taittiriya Upanishad Adhyanam with Bhashyam, followed by Yoga Darshanam, then Mundaka Upanishad, then Gita, then Bhagavatam Dvadasha Skandham, Lord Shiva blessing Markandeji, then the 10th Skandham, Rukmini Krishna Samvadam, we are seeing, and in Adhyatma Ramayana, the Vibhishana telling about the Rama Tattva to Ravanasura, that we will see, and our Dattatreya Ashtottaram. Let us start with our three times chanting of this Shanti mantra. Om Om Vang Me Manasi Pratishtita Mano Me Vachi Pratishtitam Aviravirma Edhi Vedasya Maani Stha Shrutam Shrutam Me Ma Prahasihi Anenadhitena Horatran Sandadami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Avatu Vaktaram Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Om Vang Me Manasi Pratishtita Mano Me Vachi Pratishtitam Aviravirma Edhi Vedasya Maani Stha Shrutam Me Ma Prahasihi Anenadhitena Horatran Sandadhami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Mamavatu Vaktaramavatu Vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Om Vang Me Manasi Pratishtita Mano Me Vachi Pratishtitam Aviravirma Edhi Vedasya Maani Stha Shrutam Me Ma Prahasihi Anenadhitena Horatran Sandadami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Mamavatu Vaktaramavatu Vaktaram ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम ओम ओम। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम निधये सर्व विद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरम्। ओम विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो धृतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणम्। ओम ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोदस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्रज्ञानानां साधनानां गुरुपरम्परायाः देवता परंपरायाः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व समस्त आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति कल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये ये भक्ताः साधकाः निश्चिताः अस्माकं सह तेषां सर्वेषां सदा सर्वदा भगवद्गुरूणाम् अनुग्रहेण बाह्य अभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा शक्ति साधना संपदा सानुकूल्यता प्राप्ति द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्य दिग्विजयार्थम श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय शाखांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणं श्री आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचयिनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावेत तद्वक्तारमावेत आवीन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली नवमोऽनुवाकः। Friends, let us chant the last ninth Anuvaka 2 times. Om yato vacho nivartante apraapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidvan na bibheti kutascha neti एतगं हवावनतपते किमहगं साधुना करवं किमहं पापमकरवमिदे स य एवं विद्वानेते आत्मानग्गः स्पृणुते उभेः वैष एते आत्मानग्गः स्पृणुते य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कुतश्च नेति एतगं हवावनतपते किमहगं साधुना करवं किमहं पापमकरवमिति स य एवं विद्वानेते आत्मानग्गः स्पृणुते उभेः वैष एते आत्मानग्गः स्पृणुते य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Friends, from living life maximum based on the outer world and the body to the level of mind, we have to evolve for some time. From there, we have to evolve to live life at the level of intellect, where before deciding, before doing anything, intellect is coming into picture to analyze the tentative pros and cons of what we are going to do, then the decision. The same intellect, then the next level definitely should come under the protected complete guidance of the Shastras when it functions in its ability of discrimination, analysis, and giving decision. Thereafter, that same intellect, instead of seeking the temporary, ephemeral, it should start seeking the permanent and the eternal. In this way, human beings' evolution has to be ensured by each one. Left to ourselves without using the faculty of intellect, we live life only at the mind's emotion level, our senses pleasures level, our body's laziness level, or the objective world's attraction and illusion. So, getting the human body, getting all the human faculties is different from using those faculties, especially the buddhi, and always in that thinking, analyzing, understanding, and according to authentic understanding, only behaving or doing the things so that we are not devolving but we are evolving. This thing, when we are not convinced about it, when we don't become intellectual in our entire life's pursuit, our vasanas, our mind, they alone guide and guide us only in the lower channels of the animalism, the lower channels of the worldliness only. Therefore, always keeping the intellect alert, keeping the intellect sharp, filling the intellect with the authentic information and knowledge of the Shastras, then accordingly only thinking, deciding, acting is the only safest way by which we avoid or stop our continuous falling and we can ensure our growing and rising. Most of us are the emotional beings. Intellect seldom comes into picture to think what I am talking is required or not, correct or not. What I am doing is required or not, correct or not. What thoughts I am entertaining in me, the emotions I am entertaining, are they required or not? Mainly the mind. So many thoughts, emotions, fears, frustrations, desires, passions, expectations. How many are going on coming in the mind? So we have to pause and think with the intellect. Are these necessary? If not, then how to stop them? How to avoid them? What are the ones which are allowing these thoughts to germinate? Where we have to arrest them from? When the intellect thinks, then it will understand. Oh, this is the delusion of non performance as a spiritual seeker. Therefore, only solution is truly, seriously, sincerely understanding and performing spiritual sadhana is the only way the intellect will understand. For those who have already understood it, the intellectual spiritual knowledge guides them. Not yet understood, when they think, then they'll know. It is only through the bhakti sadhana we can purify the mind. Only through the karma yoga we can avoid many unwanted thoughts. Only through yoga sadhana that we can do the nirodha of chitta. Only through the jnana sadhana that we can contact the absolute truth. All these things have to be very clear in us in managing ourselves, not just for survival, not just for protection, not just for safety, security, and obtainment of what we need, but also for our spiritual evolution. The intellect has to be alert with all these knowledge and information, and it is a continuous, constant, relentless path. Along with that, our upasanas, our prayers to the Lord to keep us always on the correct path, on the divine path and spiritual path is also most necessary, especially when we are at a very low, weak level of our personality spiritually looked. Otherwise, we may be strong in the world, in our economy, in other things. But when we are spiritually very weak, we necessarily need the blessings, protection of the divine. Therefore, we necessarily have to do our upasanas, prarthanas also. So this is how a picture, when it is clear in us, then we know how every day, every moment is spent with highest enthusiasm for the best of the purposes. May we all be in that sattvika mood of alertness, dynamism, knowledge, right understanding, right decision, and right doing only, which constantly helps us to evolve. May the God bless us. Now we are seeing this last ninth Anuvakam of this second Brahmananda Valli of the Taittiriya Upanishad. So we have seen the first portion of that Anuvakam where it is said Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasa Saha Anandam Brahmano Vidvan Naviveti Kutascha Neti. So the summary of it is that is Brahman, from where the Vani and mind return by not knowing him, because the Lord is not a concept to be caught in thought, nor a perception to be seen by the senses, nor any type of the Rupadi Dravya which you can name about it, talk about it. And here in Bhashyakara's Bhashya, the beauty of his kindness, compassion is Yataha means from that Brahman. So, what is that Brahman? In those four words in the beginning, in those 4 5 words in the end, while commenting on this shloka, he says, is a reminder to us about the Lakshanas of the Brahma Swarup. Is it not? If let us remember it once. What are the 4 words used there? Nirvikalpat, Yathokshta Lakshanat, Advayat, Ananda Atmanaha. This is a Brahman to be remembered. Here also, towards the end, Atma Bhutam, Vishay Vishayi Sambandha Vinirmuktam, Swabhavikam, Nityam, Avibhaktam, Parama Anandam. These are the things we have to be thoroughly remembering about the Brahma Swarupa. Brahma means all this. And this Brahman obtainment is what? Without doubt, without question. Now, crystal clearly, the 4 sadhanas were said. What are they? Shrotriyaha, Avrujinaha, Akamataha, then Sarva Eshana Vinirmuktaha. So, the one who is doing all these 4 sadhanas, to him, the Brahman of these Lakshanas comes into experience, from which Brahman, this Vani and Mana, Nivartante. So it's beyond the senses and Antakarana that self Brahman is experienced as Ananda Sarupa. Okay, so Anandam Brahmana Vidvan. So here Brahmaeva Ananda. Here Vidvan means the one who experiences that Ananda Sarupa Brahman as his own essential self. What is the test that he has reached to that experience is na viveti kutaschana iti. He will have no fear for any reason. That is why, because nimitta abhavatu. And bhaya means all sorts of samsara throughout the day we go through at the mind intellect level. All that gets wiped off. So to this Bhagavan's Bhashyam or commentary we have seen कि नहीं तस्माद् विदुषः अन्यद् वस्तु अंतरम अस्ति भिन्नम यतो बिभेति. What is the meaning of nimitta abhavat? Means that realizing person of Brahma Tattva knows the Brahman to be the all-pervading one without second. Therefore, there is nothing other than it for him to get frightened about. Therefore, the two, three things are reaching to the Abhaya Pratishtha is the ultimate goal. Second is that is because for Bhaya there the Dvaita is required. Third, when in the discovery of Brahman there is no Dvaita found at all, then there will not be any fear. Therefore, as long as we have the Dvaita Drushti, where from the Dvaita Drushti comes when we have not recognized intellectually and experientially Ekameva Advayam Brahma, then we have given value to our Indriyas and Mana who get who get fed, who are given the food only in the Dvaita Kshetra when they are trusted. So, our own Indriyas, our own Mana, they are feeding upon the Dvaitam. So, when to feed them, when we entertain the Dvaitam, from the Dvitiya, we can never avoid the Bhaya. And naturally, to come out of that fear, everything we start doing which is not supposed to be done, which leads to further degradation or suffering. Therefore, there is no other way than understanding Ekamevat Brahma Tattva and living life from that standpoint and then experiencing it also. Then, in the experience, knowing that there is no thing other than me, then only because of the absence of the other, there is no fear. No, this is very, very important thought. This has to enter into us. We have to digest it. We can't avoid being in this world. We can't avoid using our faculties. The faculties have no other way than reporting to us the multiplicity and reality. Up to this, it is not in our hands. But seeing this multiplicity duality, taking it as a reality, therefore having variety of emotions in the heart, starting from the bhayam up to the raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, this choice is ours. The other choice is what? Even though the faculties are presenting duality, but we have studied Shastra, we have studied the Vedanta, we have analyzed the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Ityadi Upanishad Vakyas. Then we understood that the cause of the world, the Parabrahman, is one without second. On him only, listen carefully, the multiplicity is only projected for a definite purpose of Lord's Leela or our sadhana. When these all knowledges are strongly gained, then those knowledges in their conclusion will give us the conviction that whatever multiplicity I may see, but the substratum behind all of them is one common thing. Therefore, for the sake of Vyavahara, I live in multiplicity. But when the actual thing has to be discussed, I see only one unity, one self alone. In this way, the Vyavaharik Dvaita, when it is not disturbing our Advaita Jnanam, clear that we are seeing one truth only always, everywhere, then this thing happens. Na vivheti kutaschana. He will have no nimitta to have fear. Try to coolly think about this point. Therefore, what's meditation? At one level, meditation means more and more contemplating on every object of the world, knowing that its substratum is nothing but one without second, Parabrahma, Paramatma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Therefore, on one Satyam Jnanam Anantam only, because of his Maya Shakti or Ichha Shakti or our own mind's power of delusory deliveries that the multiplicity is seen. Other than that, it is not real. So, to this knowledge of everything is permeated by one truth, we have to become very, very, very strong, deep, and convinced. Just like we are now convinced, giving reality to the multiplicity presented to by us by the faculties, so too with the knowledge of this Upanishad made very, very, very strong, we should accept the presence of one common denominator beyond everything. And think, decide from that standpoint, whatever happens at the Upadhi level and the tentative multiplicity of the world level. Means in the multiple scene world, whatever the losses, gains are happening, and their effects in our perception and mind, in whatever way it is influencing, yet our knowledge that all these are permeated by one Paramatma, on him they are all projected. To this knowledge, there should be no dent. When we become habitually living life like this, then always we are in the mood of one without second Brahman. Ever, wherever I am, whichever the time place I am, I may see the multiplicity, but I don't give reality to it. Therefore, there is no other thing other than me. There is no fear. Fearlessness is moksha. Avaya Pratishta, it is called. So we have to live in this world. The wife, our husband, our children, we trouble them, they trouble us. ये सब व्यवहार में है. But as a substratum in every one of them, in me is one truth alone. That is why by studying the Upanishads, analyzing them, understanding them thoroughly, discovering the one substratum and fully establishing knowledge, then only we can take the risk of entering in the world with the surety that we are not going to get lost. If this Upanishadic Ekameva Advayam Brahma Jnanam is not very strong and interact in us, then we enter into the world valuing the multiplicity. We cannot avoid both the samsara of the Ragadvesha Kamakrodha one side and the Nirantara Bhaya and Dukkha Ityadi the other side. If this thought, if we can digest, it's of immense help. And therefore, what to do? Struggle, struggle, struggle. For what? To replace the mind with the intellect. Mind which accepts the multiplicity, intellect through the study of Shastra, which is establishing the one without second truth. That truth, unfortunately, is not being an object, cannot be visualized by the faculties. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa. If it is so obvious to be seen by the faculties and all, then the Upanishad is not required, no? Atindriya Vishaye Upanishad Jnanam authority. Because the truth being Atindriya, that we are needing the grace of God to get the Guru, we are needing the grace of the Guru to deeply study the Shastra. Then only we will be able to first intellectually comprehend, second through on the seat of meditation, through various those Anvaya Vyatireka sadhanas, we experience that one without second duality self. One without second, that Ekameva Dvayam Brahma. So here what we are focusing is why Shruti Mata towards the end, na bibheti kutaschana said. When Valli is ending, something substantial has to be said. But she is saying Nabibeti. That means Nabibeti itself is the most substantial thing. That never suffer in the world of fear or anything by accepting the duality as real. Instead, enjoy the tamasha happening in the dual world by identifying with the non-dual one without second self. Though it is little difficult to digest, tough to retain this knowledge, more tough to practice and get established in it, there's no way. Whether it takes one day, 1 year, one life, or 100 lives, there's no way other than this to redeem ourselves from the fears and all other nitya, nirantara, dukkha, bhaya, krodha, shoka. Hare Baba, by how many things in the mind we are tortured every day. जब पुण्य फल होता है, for some time in some Vishaya Bhoga or in some other Ananda, we are there. But even at that time and other time, all the time mind is only in tensions, in worries, in anxieties, in frustrations and fears and disappointments. क्या कबाड़ बना दिया हमने अपने मन को, ये और जाएगा नहीं जब तक हम एकमेवाद्यम ब्रह्म को intellectually understanding and experiencing we do. Remember, the poison of the mind is sweetly it projects something like you love that person. मजा आता है वो. And following that mind, we really love that person and get attached. धीरे धीरे after some days, the mind itself, by expecting that person from that person, when that is not fulfilled, creates such a dukkha. At the time of we want to love that person, the later on consequent thing that it is going to create problem that is not seen. That is a deluding power of Maya. And we are suffering with anything or being only because earlier and one time, out of some positive expectation, we got attached to that thing being only. These are the sweetly mind poisons and disturbs our mind. But if the intellect comes into picture, it knows that anything duality is going to put me in soup. Therefore, I am not going to entertain any duality. Vyavaharakili, it's okay. But in the Paramarthika, I refuse only to accept duality. Then both the attachments will not be there, leading to aversions. Attachment, aversions leading to fear and dukkha. That also will not be there. So in the very world we are living, interacting with everyone with dharma, doing the due, help or seva when it can do, we are also taking the help. And yet, the toughest part of not creating samsara, we should be able to do. How do we do avoid that samsara creation? Always reveling in that one substratum beyond seen multiplicity. That's it. There's no other way. With that oneness of the Brahma Tattva beyond everything, any chance the mind is projecting to have the raga towards anybody or dvesha to anybody, that can be uprooted, that can be nipped at the bud level. Right? How can I have hatred towards that person when he also is permeated by same Lord? Is it not? And why should I attach to this person? Whether it is the children or your grandchildren or the neighbors or friends, or when the same Paramatma is permeating everywhere. How the mind is playing the trick of seeing something different, valuing it, and trying to get attached to this person. It is a trick of the mind, and for which the mind is getting attracted. That thing is not going to be permanent. Therefore, let me not come under the sway, the deluding effect of my mind. Therefore, this is called sadhana. If you can reach to that level of intellectual alertness always, that intellect which has studied the Shastras, analyzed and understood that one Paramatma alone is there, given chance to the mind and Maya, it projects and it gets us entangled in that multiplicity. ये बातें जब समझ में आते हैं ना, फिर हम अपने आप को संभालते हुए इस जिंदगी में रह सकते. संभालना both ways, not getting lost in the world and not going away from the path or the goal. हमको तो अल्टीमेटली एकमेवाद्यम ब्रह्म अनुभूति पाना है. Okay, so this is what was yesterday said. Nabibheti kudashtra. Then what is the difference between the Nabibheti kadachana of the fourth Anuvaka, Nabibheti kutaschana here in this Anuvaka is there? It was a Upasana Prakarana, a topic wherein when we do the Upasana, that is Manomaya Kosha, is Brahman alone. As a result of that, Anandam Brahmano Vidwan, the result is shown. Along with that, Nabibeti Kadachana. कभी भी उनको डर नहीं लगेगा. The one who knows that his mind or anybody's mind is that Brahman alone. So that was Upasana Kanda Phala Shruti. Here, by eliminating the cause called as Dvaita itself, Nabibeti Kutaschana, The remaining, the cause itself is removed. Therefore, there is no fear at all. That is said here. So, manomaya cha udahrutaha mantraha manasaha brahma vijnana sadhanatvat. Mind is Brahma. In this way, the sadhana was indicated there. Tatra brahmatvam adhyaropya. है ना, ब्रह्मत्व अध्यारोप्य ऑन द माइंड, बिकॉज माइंड इज टेकन एज द ब्रह्मन, ओनली अध्यारोप किया गया है उपासना में. देखो, उपासना इज ऑल अध्यारोप प्रधान, दैट लीड्स टू अनुभूति लेटर ऑन. लाइक ऑन द शालग्राम आई डू द अध्यारोप of Vishnu, then only the upasana can go on. Later on, that leads to the Vishnu darshana and anumoti. But to begin with is the adhyaropana only. Same way, the adhyaropa of Brahman on the mana is done at that time by saying, because everything has come from Brahman only. Therefore, the upasana is necessary, because though everything has come from Brahman and having Brahman within, we are in the wrong notion. His mind is something separate from Brahma. So to eliminate that, we are doing the sadhana, this mano brahmeti vyajanat. Mana is Brahma alone. When that is done, as a result of that, what it is said here, ki tatra brahmatvam adhyaropya tat stutyartam. है ना, द वन हु इज एबल टू डू दैट साधना, रिजल्ट उनको दिखाने के लिए न विवेति कदाचन इति भयमात्रम प्रतिषिद्धम. He will never be afraid by saying so. Only the fear is avoided there. There will be no fear. That's what he said. But the cause of the fear was not touched. But here, iha advaita vishaye. Here, when we have come from that third anuvaka, fourth, through the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, through all the deep study, where we have done the pravesha shrutis, where we have discovered the Brahman in the Guha. If सबके द्वारा एकमेवाद्वयं ब्रह्म, when discovered, यह अद्वैत विषय न विभेदि कुतश्चन इति. The same thing is said as न विभेदि कुतश्चन, not kadachana. The difference between this kutashana kadachana is, kadachana means only bhaya is removed. Here what is done? Bhaya nimittam eva pratishiddhyate. So there is only adhyaropana, not anubhuti. There is only upasana, not anubhuti. What is adhyaropa? The manomaya kosha is Brahma only. Upasana is done. But here it is not upasana, it is not adhyaropa. We have, through the deep meditation, have discovered that ekameva dvayam Brahma. Because of that, there is no dvaita, which is the nimitta for the bhaya. Therefore, here, कि कुतश्चन इति भय निमित्तम एव प्रतिषिध्यते. तो वहां जब तक उपासना का बल है, निर्भयता रहेगा. उपासना का बल है, बट उपासना परमानेंट नहीं हो सकता. But here it is not upasana bala, it is a direct experience of one without second Brahman. When that is experienced, then there is no trace of Dvaita, which is the nimitta for the bhaya. Therefore, here kutaschana bhayam, na bhiveti kutaschana means there is no reason whatsoever because of which he can have fear. Fear means any sort of samsara later on at the mind level. मन में संसार नहीं है तो बाहर भी नहीं है. हो गया. नो, हियर another very important topic is starting. It's very, very, these Upanishadic mantras, Bhashyakaras, Bhashya have very sublime, deep analytical understanding, if you have that subtlety. If you only browse through the outer meaning and are satisfied, only that much we understand. But pause, contemplate, if you can do, our understandings are very wide, vast, vaster and deeper, vast and wide. So now the next topic of this ninth Anuvaka is taken up for discussion. What is the next topic in the ninth Anuvaka? Nabibeti Kutaschana. उसके बाद एतगम हवावन दपते किमहगम साधना करवम किमहगम पावम करवमिति. So, what is that? Etagam havavan adapati. These two things to that Brahmagnani, who is now no more in any fear because he has crossed the nimitta called Advaita, of this To this Brahma Anubhuta, the Jnani, the Siddha Purusha, Etagam Hava Vanadavati. These two do not create tapanam, tapa in him, tension in him, worry in him, anxiety in him. These two things never do tapa. Means what? Anybody who is not a Brahmajnani, these two things will ever do the tapa to him. So the connection between the earlier topic and this is what? Because of these two tapa karakas that he has got the bhayam. Bhayam is equal to anubhuti of samsara. The samsara is experienced in the form of constant, continuous fear. Fear of death or deception or misery or fear from the other person. And at the gross level, fear of losing money, losing respect, losing property, losing job, losing friends. कुछ भी कहो सब with the expression outer grosser level. Subtle level is fear only. So the fear is caused because of these two. Therefore, connection between these two. So these two things, they go on creating tapa to a ajnani who has not discovered Brahma Swarupa. And the one who discovered Brahma Swarupa, देखो कितने फायदे हो गए. एक तो निरंतर आनंद प्राप्ति. Second is bhaya rahityam. Third, these two tapa will never trouble him. We are seeing the literal meaning first, then we go into the Bhashyam. First, let us chant that line itself. Okay. Nanu asti bhaya nimittam sadhu akaranam papa kriyacha. No, but there are two things which create the bhaya. How do you say there is no bhaya? The Purvapakshi's question as an introduction to the second shloka of the ninth Anuvaka. And what is the mantra? Etagam havavana tabate kimahagam sadhuna karavam kimahagam papamakaravamide. Again, etagam havavana tabate kimahagam sadhuna karavam kimahagam papamakaravamiti. Listen carefully, pura attentively to grasp the main topic. The mantra's literal meaning is Etam Hava Vanadabati. To this Brahmajnani, these two things will not create tapa or dukkha. Which create tapa dukkha to not the one who is not Brahmajnani. What are the two things which create tapa? Listen carefully. One is Kimahagam Sadhuna Karavam. Kim is why. Aham, me. Sadhu, the good. Na, never. Akaravam, have done. Why didn't I do good? साधु न अकरवम किम क्यों मैंने अच्छा नहीं किया. दिस इज वन ताप. किम अहम साधु न अकरवम. एतगम भावना तैति किमहगम साधु न अकरवम. क्यों मैंने साधु नहीं किया, अच्छे काम क्यों नहीं किए. At various stages of our life, in spite of many great opportunities, yet carried away some arrogances, some ignorances, some innocences, some immaturities, some carelessnesses. The doing of the sadhu we have avoided. That regret and guilt. Kimaham sadhu na akaravam. If this remains in our heart, why didn't I do good when I got opportunity? It's a sign of failure in life. In fact, every day in the evening introspection mein, we have to look back and browse through the whole day's events and we have to ask these questions. Have I done anything sadhu today? Then Kimaham sadhana, with opportunities were there. For a true genuine person to do the sadhu, every moment is an opportunity. With the mouth, with the mind, with the actions, with our resources, continuously we can do sadhu. To ourselves also, to the world also. But because of tamoguna or because of rajoguna, तमोगुण की निद्रा आदि के कारण लेजीनेस पोस्टपोनमेंट, रजोगुण के विषय आसक्ति काम आदि के कारण आई एम सो लॉस्ट इन देम. बट साधु वी आर नॉट एबल टू डू एनीथिंग. लाइक कल किसी से अपने प्यार से बात की क्या, दान दिया क्या, किसी को मदद की क्या, किसी को सन्मार्ग दर्शन दिया, नहीं किया तो एक दिन वेस्ट हो गए. साधु न अकरव. People don't even ask these questions right now. So much they are busy in the worldly indulgences, etc. रुक कर सोचने को भी टाइम नहीं है. That is how we indulge in bhoga so much, so much. Suddenly, some physical problem comes. When you go and give test to the Lord, doctor, every disease is found. Because we are so occupied in indulgences that we never gave time, chance to the intellect even to think, यार मैं कि जो enjoy कर रहा हूँ, भोग कर रहा हूँ, इससे शरीर को कुछ हानि तो नहीं होगा. We don't even think. I give one example of how we indulge in the eating of the bhoga, which leads to various diseases. Nowadays, diseases are only because of one reason of food, excessive food and wrong food. Every disease nowadays. लैक ऑफ फूड से लोग दुखी होने का, बीमार होने का जमाना पार हो गया. अब गलत फूड, ज्यादा फूड. This example, in the way, same way, whether it is overall actions or the mind's thoughts, physical actions, when we are doing them, we don't think. Keep on doing. Then the sadhu karanam huai news. Okay, first dapa is what? Kimaham sadhu na akaravam. Why did not I do sadhu? Now the second regret or guilt or tapa is what? Kimahagam papam akaravam. There na akaravam, here akaravam. Kimahagam papam akaravam iti. Then the why did I do the papa? This is the second tapa. Those are not a Brahmagnani, he is definitely going to have. So kimahagam papam akaravam. For small little pleasures or the gains, how many big amounts of papa we have done. At home also, troubling, cheating the parents in our childhood, then the wife or husband, marriage, then the children. For small little pleasures, झूठ बोलना, उनसे लड़ाई करना, डांटना, at our own house. And with the friends also, for small little benefits, झूठ बोलने वाला बाप, उनको धोखा देने वाला बाप. Then in our own professions, for those profits of money, etc. क्या क्या पाप हमने किया, एक बार अकाउंट कर लो. So too in the society, for getting that name and fame, etc. How many types of papa were conducted by us? मनुष्य होते हुए, दिमाग बुद्धि रखते हुए भी हमने पाप पुण्य का विचार नहीं करते हुए, both sins if we do, of sin of omission, that is not doing the punya, sin of commission of not avoiding the papa. If these two things remain in our heart, we have failed in our life. Gurudev's great sentence, towards his last days of life. When I look back into my life, I might have not achieved any great things, but then I have no regrets at all about my life. I lived my life fully well. Do we have those guts to say? Great. He says, this thing and other things, I might have walked very slow in my life, but I never stopped or halted anywhere, nor got distracted. See, it's the humbleness, the aggressiveness with which he has worked. Hundreds of us put together also cannot. But out of that modesty, that humbleness, he said so. But the main point is what? I never stopped, nor I have wasted my time. I have no guilt or regrets. I have no regrets in my life. So his childhood life, his educational type of life, his political career vara life for some time. Then once he entered into spirituality, whole life, he was only doing sadhu karanam, no papa karanam, no papa karanam. How beautiful that life. So to this Brahmagnani, these two don't travel. Etagam habava nadapati kimahagam sadhuna karavam kimahagam babam iti. Explain. Now we'll see through the Bhashya. Very interesting. The Purva Pakshi's Prashna was, Nanu asti bhaya nimittam. How do you avoid the cause of bhayam? It is always there because sadhu akaranam, not doing the good, papa kriyacha, doing the bad. The Siddhanta is na evam. No, he says, Katham, they go, the mantra ne bola. Now we are explaining to you the mantra. Bhashyakara explains the Bhashya mantra. Now, etam means yathoktam evam vidam. The one who has known the Brahman as it is told throughout the Upanishad and as summarized in the Bhashya to the first mantra of the ninth Anuvaka. Etam means to this Brahmanubhava, Brahmagnani, who has transcended the Dvaita, therefore there is no fear. The one who has experienced himself to be the Ananda Swarupa Brahma, the one who has achieved it through transcending all the Ashanas and also through three sadhanas of Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva, Akamaha ityadi. Etam. To this Brahmagnani, Etam means Yatoktam Evam Vidam. The one who has known the Brahman, that person, Ha Vava iti Avadharana Arthav. Ha and Vava, these two words that are there, are the Avadharana. Avadharana means to ascertain what is said to be Pakka, true. To strengthen that saying, to stabilize that saying, to say that what is said is true, there is no alternative saying. मतलब दम लगा के जोर लगा के बोलना. हा वाह वाह का अर्थ. They are the particles in a Sanskrit. They are used for different purposes. Many like he is the very famously used particle. See, nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. He means verily kalyana krit tata durgatim na gacchati. Verily and indeed, of course, obviously. So, Bhava means ha indeed, Bhava, definitely. Etagam, the person who has realized the Brahman like this, Natapata, Natapati, these two will not trouble. That's the meaning. Habhava iti avadharanartho, Natapati means na udvejayanti, na santapayati. So the udvega, tension and anxiety, santapa, misery and frustration, that will not create in this Brahmagnani. Who is the one? What are those which do not create the udvega and tapa? Na udvejayanti, na santapayati. Katham punaha sadhu akaranam papakriya cha na tapati iti uchyate. So katham punaha sadhu akaranam papakriya cha na tapati iti uchyate. We are explaining to you. Listen. First one. Kim kasmat sadhu shobhanam karma na akaravam na krutavan asmi iti पश्चात संतापः भवति आसन्ने मरणे काले. So the general point he is saying, then having said the general point, the Bhashyakara say कि this will not be there in the Brahma. General point is what? Marana kale asanne. When the time of departure comes, which starts from the time of the retirement. In fact, when we are retired, stop doing anything, our death starts actually. So at that time, because we don't have any consciously taken up project or occupation, then all the past starts coming onto the surface of the mind. At that time, okay. So bhavati asanne marana kale, what bhavati? Santapa bhavati. What is the santapa here? Kim means kasmat. Why? Sadhu means shobhanam, means good karma, good actions. Na akaravam, na kurtavan asmi iti. Why good karmas I have not done? And the marana kala comes. That's what we said. If that comes means what? We have really missed the great, great opportunities of our evolution. It can be anything, right from you are on in a car or vehicle, लाल बत्ती में गाड़ी रुकी है, so somebody asks for some alms or money, begging, so you could give, but you have not given. देखो, so too your friends ask for the help, you have not done. साधु करणम, is it not? बहुत बार कहीं पुजारी मंदिर में कुछ बेचारा दुखी था, he was not having money, so you could have given it, you have not done it. Somebody fell down from the vehicle, you could have gone and lifted that person and consoled, you have not done it. So in that way, sadhu karanam of any type, prema karna, seva karna, कोई धन दाना दे देना, every day hundreds of opportunities we have come to us in our life. Our own friend circle, somebody is suffering, he has come and asked for the help. Hmm. Relatives have come asking for help, we have not done. Some philanthropic places or any temple construction, they ask for the donation. हमने कहा नहीं दूंगा मैं, नहीं दिया. Or to our own town, great Mahatmas of that time have come. We have not gone and met them. We have not gone for that satsanga. Okay, continuously the world is giving us the opportunities. So this is tapa. First tapa is this one. कि किं कस्मात् साधु शोभनं कर्म न करवं न कृतवान् अस्मि इति पश्चात् संतापः भवति आसन्ने मरणे काले. Therefore, to have a fulfilling life at the time of death, from now onwards means every time we have to go on being busy in a creative, constructive, positive actions. Like you and I, those are coming to class regularly. There is always a joy and satisfaction, come what may. Someday the class was interesting, the other day not. The other day it was clear, some other day it was not clear. Yet, without missing, we attended the class. So there is no guilt, regret of not doing the sadhu. No, it's a great fulfillment. Backing it, if you have the knowledge that the God and Guru was kind enough to provide this regularly to us, we were also again blessed by the Lord, and we were not so busy in the world and worldliness, and our mind also cooperated. Therefore, we have attended all the classes regularly. तो the साधु नहीं किया वाला regret नहीं होगा हमको, किया वाला regret, which I do every day. I get it every day. Every day, like you all, I also feel class heavy and all. But when do through the Guru Krupa we do class, after that, not a tapa, regret, guilt that the good thing is not done. On the other side, there is a joy and fulfillment that today we could do our class. So instead of the tapa of kim sadhu akaravam, we are getting the ananda that sadhu krutam. This is what the jiva in us has to have the good joy of keeping on doing the sadhu. Otherwise, marane kale asana kale, when we look back, sadhu nahi kiya. We have not gone for the pilgrim places. We didn't go for the Kumbh Mela. इतना बढ़िया हुआ था इतने बार. कुछ लोग पता नहीं कि ना फंसी जाते, नहीं करते हैं सारे साधु. Everything good adds to our punyam and all. Like everything bad adds to the papam. So, in this way, Kim Kasmad, first one is what? Ki Kim Kasmad sadhu shobhanam karma na akaravam na krutvan asmi iti paschat santapah bhavati asanne marane kale. Everything. I got an opportunity for good education, a promotion, and doing better in the project given to me because of my fighting with my boss or subordinates. Deliberately, I avoided that sadhu karanam. I could have done, but I have not. Some prejudices I was carrying. तो इस तरह से साधु क्यों नहीं किया हमने? तो the study related, the profession related, the social life related, the domestic related, then the spiritual related. साधु कर्म निरंतर हमको करना है. नहीं किया at the time of death, किम अहम साधु न अकरवम, that guilt comes. Half of the life is wasted with that. You know, freely opportunities are provided to us every day for doing sadhu, good karma. Sadhu is good. Good includes punya karma, seva karma, dharma karma. Dharma to compulsory sadhu karma hai. Finally, the spiritual karma. All of them are sadhu shobhana. What is sadhu? Which evolves us, which protects us, which takes us to the higher, which gives us the inner fulfillment. One part is this one. Now the second part is what? Ki tatha asanye marane kale. The second regret and guilt is what? Kim means kasmat. Why? Papam means pratishiddham karma. Akaravam krutavan asmi. The second guilt is why did I do that pratishiddha prohibitory papa karma? As we know just saw, कितने बार झूठ बोला, कितने बार धोखा दिया, कितने बार लोगों को हमने इंसल्ट कर दी, कितने बार we have promised that people will do, but we have not done that. These are all papa karma. Doing himsa to the people, humiliation of the people, everything, nature destroy करने से लेकर के, so many of the papa karma we do. So, किम कस्मात् पापं प्रतिषिद्धं कर्म अकरवं कृतवान् अस्मि इति च. This one, that regret and guilt. And उसमें क्या होता है? नरक पतन आदि दुख भयात ताभा भवतु. So there, the good has not been done. Very good opportunities were there, which could have given name and fame, inner satisfaction. Even the Swargadi Uttamaloka would have pleased the God. Society would have blessed me. I have not done that good work. Tab. Like a temple is made near your house. Donations are asked. You didn't give. Others gave. Someday you went to temple and you saw there a black board in that. Whoever have given donation, their names are there. How your name is not there because you are not given. अरे यार, होना था मेरे पिताजी माताजी का नाम, उनके नाम पे कुछ देना था, तो साधु नहीं किया, पैसे थे. We had more than what they asked. Now those who have given donation, they get a part of punya when so many devotees are going and doing upasana to the Lord there. These are all very subtle, finer investments. So too, there Nitya Annadana, Satrams are there. There we have to give the donations. दिया है तुम बढ़िया, नहीं किया तो साधु न अकरवम, वो वाला होता है. Second one is papam akaravam. And the tapa is what we, if we have studied that Guru Purana, or we are seeing the people suffering and we are our own suffering. And a tentative common sense everybody has got that the dukkha comes only because of papa done. Therefore, you will have this bhaya ki naraka. Either you will be taken into naraka, into variety of kumbhi pakam ityadi, or patana. I will be in further lives, not even as much as I am now in this life. I will be falling down. Demotion ho jayega, not promotion. You understood? If I am a human being and instead of living human value, if I live life of animal only, then patana ho jayega agle janam mein. And if I behave like animal, I will be sent to the animal yoni only. Is it not? Therefore, naraka ka bhi, patana ka bhi, adi dukkha bhayat. And in that naraka and patana, the dukkha is terrible. And dukkha ke bhai ke karana, tapaha bhavati. There is worry, anxiety, tension. Again, asanne marane kale. Okay, asanne marana kale. At the time of the death. Death means when we are almost withdrawn from performing anything. No. You understand why the old people suffer is because of these two. पाप क्यों किया अच्छा क्यों नहीं की. All these officers retired, the politicians retired, other different industries retired. Why their face is so dukhi and frowning? The jiva inside is feeling guilty. He tries to cover it up with a smile outside to impress people. But inside, वो तो यादें तो रहेंगे ना. याददाश्त तो खोते नहीं. Therefore, they don't get sleep at night. They get all those funny dreams of doing all bad things and they डराते रहते हैं. When I was minister, I could have done such great seva to my constituency and to the ministry, whatever I am given. So that regret of not doing good. And what I do? Did all Ghotala scam, taken money. Then in this life itself, they will be caught, put behind bars. But somehow, he has more punya, which has not allowed him to suffer the papa of this life here. Don't think that that will go wasted. Means will not be accounted for. Next life or some other life, that dukkha of the papa will definitely be given. So naraka and patana, dukkha, bhayat, tapaha, bhavati. Kimahagam bapam agaravamiti. And see, toward the end of this Mali, this is spoken. Means what? How important that these two parameters we have to keep always in front. I should never have the guilt of not doing good, regret of doing bad toward the end of my life. If those two things I keep as goal, will I do any bad, how much ever tempting it is? Whatever smallest opportunity of doing good comes, I do it. This is how these two things help the human evolution, stop him from falling down. That is why Shruti Mata, towards the end, she has put up these two things. And as we started saying today, if these two are there, regrets and guilts of not doing good and doing bad, the life is wasted. चीकर वेस्ट हो गया वो जिंदगी. Okay, te. Now, what we have studied so far is a common human being, you and I, have to keep these two as parameters. Therefore, never do the mapa, ever do the punya. Sadhu. If not, marane asana kale, there will be all these things. And so much taba, dukkha it will come. And that's what we studied in Adhyatma Ramayana. When mhm, the Jiva Gati was told, when the Jiva is in the stomach, how he remembers all his past lives and papas done, because of which now he is suffering as much as Naraka only in the mother's womb. And he says, Oh Lord, give me a chance. I will not do all that. I will only do sadhana and reach you. But after birth again sees the world who are doing so much papa, उनको लगता है यही normal है. Then again he starts doing same things. That is why company matters a lot. If you are in a bad company, like all drunkards are there around you, then seeing them drinking, it looks like, yeah, it's a normal thing of today. Without drinking, is not a human being. Ab dekho. Company ka effect. But be with the company of sadhus who are doing japa, dhyana. Then the mind will say that, अरे without doing japa, dhyana, how can be the life? ये करने टाइम वो नहीं होता, वो करने टाइम ये नहीं होता. So, importance of the company. See those people, the company, एक कंपनी में रहकर दारू पीने वाले, उनका अलग ही अंदाज होता है. दे डू इट एज इज जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है. स्वराज्य हमारा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है. How in when encouraging each other, don't you see that? Company is very important. Don't go into bad company where bad is taken as good and done it as a right. Then nobody can protect us. And those people talk to them about the good things. Oh, koi zarurat nahi hai. They talk these spiritual things, etc., as bad only. But go to that company, of those saintly people from many lives who have evolved and doing all this sadhu karma of sadhana, satsanga, your mind also gets attracted. By the way, I'm telling. Now, this portion is over. Okay, we should live life in such a way toward the fag end. These both regrets and guilts of not doing good and not avoiding bad should never come to us. वो तो ऑलरेडी बहुत पाप किया है, पुण्य नहीं किया, अब तो आ ही रहा है ना गिल्ट. दैट इज द पॉइंट वी आर सेइंग. दोस टू थिंग्स विल नॉट टच द ब्रह्म ज्ञान. जब जिंदगी भर पाप करके पुण्य नहीं किया तो भी, if you do the brahma jnana अन्वेषण and discover brahmanubhava, these two will not trouble him. That is the main point here, which we will discuss little tomorrow. So here that's what he says. Ki te ete. These two things. So sadhu akarana papa kriye. Not doing good and doing papa. Evam, in this way, evam means as it was told in the tapa. In that way, enam na tapataha yatha avidvamsam tapataha. As they do the tapa to the avidvan, the vidwan will not be tapita, troubled by these two, sin of omission and sin of commission. विद्वान को ये दो ताप नहीं करते. That is the meaning of all the karma gets dagdha. Why is it so? We are going to study that only in the next paragraph. कि कस्मात् पुनः विद्वांसं न तपतः इति. Why they don't torture the vidvamsam uchyate. This is how the last mantra of this Anuvaka, ninth, the last one of the second Brahmananda Valli. What did he say? The mantra? Saya evam vidvane te atmanaggas prunute ubehe vaisha ete atmanaggas prunute evam veda ityupanishato. Saya evam vidvane te atmanaggas prunute ubehe vaisha ete atmanaggas prunute evam veda ityupanishato. The simple direct meaning is these two don't touch him and he doesn't touch them because now he is in a different level of living. We are talking about Vidwan. Vidwan means the one who has discovered his identity, the Brahma Tattva, with all the process told, sadhana told. So उनको पुण्य का ना फल होएगा of any of the sukha and sarga adi, nor the papa का फल होगा the dukkha नरक आदि. Both of them get cleared up. Of how many number of lives we have done, once Brahma Anubhuti comes, then they won't touch us. So this is the highest benefit of Brahma Anubhuti, Brahma discovery. That is why he is said to be not having the पुनर्जन्म इत्यादि. पुनर्जन्म किनको होता है? जिनको पाप पुण्य है उसको एग्जॉस्ट करना है. And we all have a lot of things. Therefore, how many lives we come, we get, we don't know. But the Brahmagnani has discovered the self. So all his punya papa become nullified. Therefore, there is no punarjanma to him. Punarjanma, like you and I, forced by those karma phala and vasana to be living a life of the jiva and samsara. He may be born by for the Lord's seva as ordered by the Paramatma. He may come. They are called Karaka Purushas, who come with a definite purpose, pure purpose of spirituality to guide others. He may take body and come, but he will not come like you and I, who are forced again by vasana, samskara, and prarabdha to go through so many sufferings. So say evamete atmanaggas prunite ubeheva yeshete atmanaggas prunite evam veda iti upanishato. In this way, the second Brahmananda Valli concludes. So we will study this portion with Bhashyam tomorrow. And tomorrow itself, we will try to see the Sambandha Bhashya for the third Anuvak, third Valli, the Bhrugu Valli. And the Sambandha Bhashya Avatarika is of the top quality. Beautiful. It is summarizing Again, the entire Upanishad which we have studied so far, in a nutshell, as a bullet points, as Bhagwan Shankara gives, is really, really exemplary. अब देखो ये सब कर रहे हैं तो अपने ऋषि मुनि लोग कितने अक्लमंद इंटेलिजेंट होंगे. We think we are sharp, smarter, intelligent than them. The theme which they select, the language they use, the example they tell, the intention with which they tell, the clarity which they give, compared to that, हमारा दिमाग तो सड़ा हुआ है. They are much, much, million times greater than us. But we think we are smarter, intelligent than all those rishis. Therefore, we neglect their path shown to us, the spiritual path, and we follow our own footpath. Tomorrow we'll touch this. Sarvam Bhagavat Charanaaravindarpanam. Om, 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 Om. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. परम ऋषिभ्यो परम ब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Today's topic is very sensitive. Thus, from every moment from now onwards, let us live life like that. Okay, there is no these two tapa towards the end. Kimahagam sadhu na akaravam. Kimaham papam akaravam. ना आए वाले. अब देखो कोई बंदा पाप कर कर भी अकड़ता है, पुण्य नहीं करते हुए अकड़ता है, then they are like animals only. We cannot talk about them. We generally address those who have minimum sensitivity. And it is not necessary that everybody will have sensitivity. That's why you see that fellow done 10 murders, yet he is not regretting. He says, मेरे को छोड़ो और 20 करके आता हूँ. And the other one who has given up 100 opportunities so far of doing punya, good karma. You give him 10 more, he says, I am not going to do. There are many people like that. To those non-sensitive, we are not addressing. है ना. हर एक के लिए हर एक चीज नहीं होता. Why people don't come to spirituality? They don't deserve. They're all very low level. That's it. भोगा शक्ति में दिमाग फंसा हुआ है. They don't deserve it. That's it. You don't make everybody IAS officer. लगा दो और क्लर्क बना दो चपरासी. That's it. Values, the spiritualities can be spoken to us by sensitive fellows. Those are insensitive, these thick-skinned, too much worldly, they won't carry any meaning. Om. चलो